Welcome to Teen Say, where teens can have their say and adults can see where they're coming from. With me today is my daughter Marissa, my new co-host, and we have the Herndon State Champion Cheerleaders with us. So, before we get started, we are going to show a clip of their state championship routine.
Back up.
The state champs.
Yay!
Yay! Let's hear it. Yay!
Yay!
All right, now that everybody's warmed up, we're going to play a little feeling game. We're going to say a word, and you're going to say the first word that comes to mind, okay? We might not take the word all the way through, so we'll change it up, and we'll change to a different word since there's so many of you. All right, Marissa's
we're going to start with you. Okay. Cheerleader.
Bows.
Cheerleader.
Tan.
Cheerleader.
Athletes.
All right. Practice.
Hard work. Fun. Fun. I don't know.
You lost.
How about competition?
I don't know.
Cheerleader.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Coach Goff is going to get you. All right, go ahead. Let's go back to cheerleader.
Dedication.
Wait, what am I? Cheerleader? Am I a cheerleader still?
Yeah, you're done. That's the first word that comes to mind.
For cheerleader.
Yes.
No.
Cheerleader.
Uniforms.
Family.
Underrated.
Okay, okay. How about, we go to the second row. Competition.
Exhilarating. Lots of deodorant. Hard work.
You want to take it? How about, I know what word we need. We need champs.
State.
State champs.
Amazing.
Me.
That's true.
Very good.
Herndon.
How are you?
Teamwork.
Nice.
Oh, you go, Sheena.
I like it. So, Coach. Song?
Yes.
We saw you jumping around out there when you won state championship. Yes. Go ahead. So tell us how you felt when you guys won.
I mean, it was amazing. Like, it was a dream come true for them. So, I mean, it's my first year helping Herndon High School this year as an assistant varsity coach, and every minute I loved it. And these kids work hard every day. They give it their all, and they definitely deserved it. So, I was proud of them.
Nice. Yeah, we saw that. You
Yeah. Yeah. I was very proud of them. So, it was.
we loved it.
Yeah.
We're going to show some footage from that.
Oh,
Great, great, wonderful.
So, Coach, you are the head coach.
I am.
Okay, Coach Goff, right?
Yes, thanks for having us here. We're so excited.
Oh, you're welcome. Can you tell us a little about Herndon Hornets?
Oh, where to even begin? Yes.
How did you make it to state champions?
How do we make it to state championships? I'll tell you, it didn't start with just this team. Definitely their talent and their drive and their respect, you know, and their characters, what got them a state championship. But I think it started way back when we placed last in the district in 2001. And I was a junior at the time, and our head coach was like, ooh, we got some work to do. And she basically instilled in us right then and there that success is not determined by a first place championship, but by little baby steps. And ever since, I really took that to heart, and she really taught me how to love cheerleading, and I wanted to give that back. So since we've been around on all the coaches, we've really kept that same, I think, that same drive and that same passion to teach them, and I think that's what got them here. Their willingness to really work hard, be respectful, and to change themselves, you know, in a very positive way. I'm very, very proud of them.
Good. And with us today, we also have an alumni. What year did you cheer with the team?
2010.
2010. And you still stay in touch with the team?
Yeah, here and then.
That's great. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So did you win in 2010?
We got second.
Second.
Yeah, that was like a motivation for the rest of the team to, you know, reach to that goal for first.
Awesome. Were any of you on the team when you got second in 2010? No. Yes?
Yeah.
So you've been with them for a while.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us how it felt to win this time?
It was really exciting because coming in second then was kind of like, I don't know.
Second is good.
Yeah, but it was
Second is
upsetting because we had like worked really hard, and so then like this year to get it was like what we say, our fairy tale ending. Like it finally got like the win that we'd wanted.
Are you a senior?
Yeah.
What a way to go out.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Are you going to stay in touch with them?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna come back and visit for
I
the
hear
practices.
you guys have an alumni page. Do you want to tell us a little about the alumni page?
I drive that. All the seniors.
So you drive that?
Yes.
Tell us about the alumni
They don't really know
page.
too much about the alumni Facebook page because when they become alumni, they will find out about that. But basically, it's a really great way for me to stay connected with the alumni and for them to stay connected with the cheerleading program. And I think that's another part of our success is because I was always able to post our videos or invite them to our alumni luncheon that we have every year and our performance. And I'm just so thankful that our alumni come back all the time and come to visit us. Just randomly, they'll come to a game or to a dinner or to an event, or they'll invite their brothers to try out for the cheerleading team, which Freddie did over here. And Conlon in the back right there, he's a brother number 2, male cheerleader at Herndon. His big brother, Devin, started first at Herndon. So it's really amazing. We truly are a family, and we stick with being a family after they graduate too.
That's awesome. Yeah. So how many cheerleaders do you have on varsity?
Currently we have 25 because one moved away. We still count her as our 25th because she's just as much a part of the team as anybody else here.
Okay. And so how many are boys?
We have 3 boys this year, and They're amazing. We have 2 juniors and 1 senior.
So is it cool for guys to be on the cheerleading team, or do you take some slack? Me? Yeah. You're going to talk this time?
Yeah, I'll talk. I think it's really cool for boys to be on the team because it shows that boys aren't only good at like football or basketball, that they can do sports that have mostly girls.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Like.
So it is true. Like that movie, what's that movie that was on?
Fired Up.
Where the guys join the cheer team to meet all the
Yeah, like. Yeah, I guess sometimes you could say that, but boys really join because they want like a new challenge, and this is definitely a challenge. Like throwing like a football is like just as hard, but like, but cheerleading, you know,
throwing a girl up is a lot harder.
No, I wouldn't say that. Like they're probably both as hard, but like it really challenges you when people really don't expect it to. So yeah.
Do you want to add anything? You can pass him the mic.
Oh, thanks.
I see you have some medals on. Tell me. So those are those your anybody in the front row have medals on?
Yes.
No, they all do. Okay. What are those medals? You can tell us, and then you can tell us about being on a team. Go ahead, tell us what the medals are for.
The first one that I have here, it's the silver one. It's when we got second in the region to Fairfax. They did good, so I'll give them that.
Okay.
And then the gold one is for winning the states this year, which is definitely
awesome.
impressive for us to find out.
Great. So how is it being a guy on the cheer team?
I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, as you can tell, I'm surrounded by a bunch of pretty girls, so definitely a plus for me.
Do you get any? Does anybody say anything bad or negative?
When I joined last year, my friends picked on me a little bit. It's like, oh, you're just doing cheerleading. They were thinking of like sideline cheer. Then they saw like the pep rally, and they're like, oh wait, that's not what cheerleading is.
Right.
It surprised them. They started respecting
Real
me from then
athletes,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us, Coach Goff, what it takes to be a cheerleader? What do they have to do to be on varsity? I'm going to come to you.
Yes.
What does it take to be on varsity at Herndon? Definitely. Definitely. I think first of all, a huge heart. I think that they need a willingness to really trust their teammates and to trust us, the coaches up here, because we really push them. We push them, I think, the hardest that we could in a positive light, because we always talk about being a student athlete, and we say student first, athlete second, and we expect that they're not only a great cheerleader, but that they also keep up in their academics. They are very positive role models in the digital world, which is something that's so big.
The question. What does it take tumbling wise?
Oh, okay, skill wise.
Because I also want to ask you a double question. And Coach Song can
That's a
answer
tricky
the next part
question.
if he wants. But I want to know, during tryouts,
Okay.
what does varsity have to do to make that team?
Okay.
Because you have a JV team.
We do.
You have a freshman team. This is varsity, so that means they're the best in the high school, right?
Yes. There's so many. Yes.
I don't hear the yay.
There's so many factors that come into it, but basically we're looking for a very well-rounded athlete. Of course, tumbling with being so big nowadays, a back handspring is probably the devil to a lot of rising cheerleaders that want to make that varsity team, and they work really, really hard around the clock.
So they all have a back handspring?
No, not all of them do, but all of them.
How many of you do?
A lot of them.
Yes.
Some of them almost have it, or are continuing to work on it. So we really say that a back handspring and a round-up back handspring are the two biggest tumbling skills that we want. But if they already have that, we ask for the next year for them to set their goal higher and to come back with at least one additional skill, a tuck, or maybe if you're a male, like a co-ed, being able to co-ed stunt. If you're a cheerleader that maybe has great tumbling, but you need work in the dance area, we're going to ask you to go take some dance classes and to just better yourself in that aspect. So we really are looking to be, to have a well-rounded cheerleader. But that being said, you can have all the talent in the world. If they do not have the drive and the optimism, then we really discourage, having that on the team as well.
How would you know? during tryouts?
We know. I mean, because
We know.
well, we know because we know.
We follow you around the school the week before
Honestly,
tryouts.
no, it's all about the way that you present yourself. And cheerleading, I always say, is the #1 team-oriented sport. Everybody has to be able to communicate with each other. And you can see that right off the bat whenever you have 4 people in a stunt. You know, if they're communicating or not. And we also have an interview with them as part of their tryout, too, to kind of see how they present themselves.
Can somebody tell us about an interview?
So the interview is pretty much where we find out if we win. I mean, like, if we win.
By the way, you're winning.
If we win the spot on varsity, and so we go in and they pretty much tell us like what they think we can better ourselves in throughout the season, including cheerleading, like tumbling, or not even about cheerleading, about like your personality. And then they give you like the black folder, which means you have made varsity.
Black means good.
Or yeah, so that's pretty much what our interview process is.
What do you guys
So,
say?
is it?
What do you guys say in the interview? What did we ask you?
Oh yeah, they ask us questions like, you know, how do you feel about like this team, and like
How's your tryout?
how do you think your tryout went? And you know, how do you think, like, what do you think you could do better in your tryouts, and pretty much like stuff like that about tryouts.
Okay. So how nerve-wracking is it before tryouts? Or during tryouts? Is it nerve-wracking?
Well, I mean, I feel like we're all on different levels of neurotic. So, I mean, for me, I'm kind of a head case. So for me, it's pretty nerve-wracking. But I mean, other people, I mean, everyone takes it differently.
So it was hard for you?
I sweat a lot, and I'm just really mental. So yeah.
She's very honest too.
I use men's deodorant. It helps.
Do you want to ask them a question about drama?
Yes, there are a lot of drama on the high school cheerleading team.
Well, obviously on every team there's like a little bit of drama, but I think that we really try to like prevent it, and we have like team talks all the time, and we just like always like talk to each other and just, like communicate when we have problems.
You want to tell us how involved you get in there, or, well, go ahead. I understand from our interview before the show, we had discussed how you help them if they need help academically. You guys will step in, know they're in trouble, and help them, or if there's drama on the team, you get to the bottom of it and you end it before it gets started. Because we see on all those cheer movies, I mean, they make cheerleaders look like drama queens and kings, right? And you're like, oh my God, do they cheer, or is it all like? So you want to tell us how you keep it down? Because obviously you did a great job. They had nice teamwork going.
Yeah, and I would love if you have them answer a little bit of this too a little bit later. But honestly, I think that a good coach is somebody that does invest in their kids, not only during the season, but in their lives. Like, I really want to be a mentor to them and try to set the right example the best I can. And I always tell them, we always tell them that we're human. We make mistakes too. And I think that if we're honest with them, they'll be honest with us. And this team in general, if they have a problem, whether it's a personal problem or an academic problem, I'm so proud to say that they will come to us and ask for help. And sometimes you need that extra mentor or that extra adult in your life that you can talk to and confide in. And so it's just been a great experience to have that and to build that. And it's really cool to see a little bit of them doing that too to their other teammates and to their friends, and kind of taking that on with them. But yeah, we're very invested. If they're failing out of school,
you want to say anything?
Yeah, what do we do? We'll call home to mom and dad.
You want to add something about how you keep the drama down? What happens if you find out 2 girls are like, oh my God, you dropped that stunt? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the sport, at practices, if something doesn't go right, what we try to do, we let them take a second to resolve it first, if within their own stunt groups. And if that can't resolve, then we'll step in and try to alleviate some of the problems. Academically, some of them have come up to me and help with some of the subjects, and I've helped them during school and after school.
Are you a teacher too?
I work as a substitute teacher right now for the county, so I help out for the whole county. So it's nice.
Are you a teacher too?
I am. I'm a teacher at Herndon, and have them always coming into my classroom or office. It's been a little bit harder because I had an office change this year, and it was harder for them to find me for just a little short time. They all know where I am now, so, but no, I love it. So,
can you guys tell me, just put up your hand on whoever wants to talk, how come these coaches aren't scary? How come you can approach them? Anybody? We'll go on this side. Because I've heard, not you guys, but I've heard sometimes, you know, you don't want to go to your coach. You don't want them to know if you're sick or doing bad in school because then they'll cut you or bench you or do something to you. So how come you're not scared of that? Or are you scared of that?
No, I'm not. More before I made the team a couple years ago, it was really intimidating going up to, especially Coach Goff. She's intimidating before you get to know her. But once...
You said before.
Yeah, before. Once I was on a team, though, with her, you know, you open up to each other, not just with your coach, but like with everybody. And you get to see more than just like the coach side, because that's the more intimidating side. You see like how emotionally invested they are. And so it's easier to go to somebody when you see like,
they have feelings?
They have, yeah, feelings. It's not just
that we're human.
Like exactly. So it's not hard once you get to know them, because they become more of a friend later than a coach.
And I think Coach Goff was crying, right, when you won state champions, and Coach Song was jumping up and down. So I think they both share some emotions with you guys, right?
Oh, of course. Like they like feel the same that we do. For them, it's not just like us winning, like they're winning too, like even though they're not on the mat with us. It's just we're all just a big family, and even if like one person wins something, we're all winners. So yeah.
I like it. Anybody want to add anything to that? Yeah?
I think
Alex? He wants to talk now. First, now he wants to mic hog. Okay, go ahead.
Well, last year when I joined the team for the first year, I was really shy, but after a few months, it really took me a while to like really come out of my shell. But I really don't really see them as coaches. I see them more as friends, and I've opened up to the coaches a lot, and I've told them stuff that I don't tell a lot of people. So I really see them as like one of my best friends, and they've helped me through a lot of stuff,
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Yay. So Marissa's going to ask you guys about practices. Ask them about those practices and homecoming time. We'll step over here. Go for it.
How long are your practices usually?
Our practices go from 2:30 to 6. So they're really long. They're very intensive. It's a lot of repetition, mostly. It's a lot of going over what we should know, going over things that we might not have clarity on until we do have clarity, and really just embedding it so much that you'll literally be dreaming about the routine while you're sleeping. It's that intense.
Thank you. Are practices fun?
Yeah. Well, really? Yeah, practices are really fun. They're really hard, but we have fun with them. And I don't know. We have some practices where we mess around, but then we get in trouble.
Your experience
and
from being on different teams.
Oh. Do I have to?
No, you don't. Came from California. So
California?
Yeah.
Wow. What were your teams like?
Yeah.
Helping you there.
Yeah, thank you.
We're definitely more serious about what we do.
We are here in
Yeah,
Virginia?
well, like Herndon is. And like we weren't competitive for my school. That's why I competed like outside of school. And we just take a lot of things more serious here. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So how does cheerleading? How many hours a day?
3.5.
3.5?
Or 4 sometimes.
3.5 hours, 6 days a week.
3.5 hours, 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they fit in homework?
We don't.
No homework.
How's the homecoming parade for you guys? Do you have one in your school?
Yeah. The
tell
town
about
of
your
Herndon
homecoming day.
does. I mean, it's just a really long day. We get up early. We usually decorate the stadium, but that didn't happen this year because Goff had a baby, right?
Yeah, we had some help. So.
Yeah, but I mean, we just get up really early. We have a big it's a program breakfast, so it's not just our team. It's JV and freshmen too, and that's cool. We all get to hang out and stuff, and then we go to the parade and we cheer and stuff, and that's fun. And then I don't really. And then we have another program lunch with the alumni, and then we perform for the alumni, as all three teams do, and then we go out and we cheer at the game, and so it's a long day, but it's definitely worth. Oh, and we had a halftime performance this year.
Is the JV and freshman team close with you guys?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels like a family. Like, we don't see each other often because we're always at different practices. But when we do see each other, it's like a good time to catch up, and we all get along really well. So yeah.
Thank you.
So I want to hear more about practice. I want to hear about that schedule. Now, you guys are athletes, right? But that's hard to recognize sometimes. So you want to tell us about the challenge first, and then we want to hear more about practices, about them being athletes, because I mean, you guys are doing some serious exercise.
Yeah, I think. Oh my goodness! Yeah, they are long practices.
They run, right?
They run. They do cardio. They running the routine alone is just, I mean, stamina. We talk a lot about stamina and being able to make sure that they don't get hurt. And in order to not get hurt, they need to make sure they're strengthening and they're eating right, staying fit. Because you hear all the time about the statistics about cheerleading's the #1 injury sport and stuff like that. So we talk a lot about that and how we. Yes, and how we can prevent that, and I mean, this team, they did that, we really try our hardest to, if we do see some type of injury or any type of little thing, to figure it out. And our athletic trainer is actually awesome. Like, everybody's usually scared of their athletic trainer in school because they're afraid of pulling them out. But she was a former gymnast, so she knows the difference between compression, sports, and putting up a prep as opposed to doing a layout and landing hard on your ankles and stuff. So she's been really great in working with us. So we love Miss Petruzzi. And so as far as practice goes, I think that unless you give them short-term goals throughout the season, so by next week we need to have this done, and then they succeed in that, that's the only way they can really get through. Except the poor freshmen. Anytime when freshmen come in, I think it's the hardest on them because they have to learn how to balance everything and actually stick to something with so much commitment. And I think that's what makes it worth it in the end a little bit more than other teams that we've been on. Because I coach All-Stars. There's a lot of All-Star cheerleaders here, too, and they can attest that,
Who's an All-Star? Wow. What does it take to become an All-Star? I'll ask them. Yeah. You want to tell us what it takes to become an All-Star? Oh, that wasn't you? Who was an All-Star?
You'll know, though.
Let's do that again. Okay.
Wow.
And we're going to see you later because you were in IHOP with your silverware microphone.
Yes, I did.
I liked it. I really did.
Thanks.
We're going to watch that.
Hello, this is cheer time. We're at IHOP.
Oh my God, accent.
Yeah, this is the team. We want history.
Well, being an All-Stars is kind of the same as high school, but it's a lot lenient and stuff. And yeah, it's basically almost the same thing.
Well, how do you make it? How come she's not an All-Star? What does it take to become an All-Star? Anybody else want to say something?
Basically, it's
you want to pass it to her? Go ahead. We'll hear from her.
Help you out.
She'll help you.
I'm actually not an All-Star this year. I was on Goff's All-Star team last year, though, and I wish I could be on this year. But you have a ton more of the best cheerleaders from all of the schools in the area coming to be on the same team as you. And they all have the best skills because, hey, it's an all-star team, you've got to be the best. And you have to have something, you have to have the talent, the the judges aren't just your coaches. I think they have other people come in, but they look at you all around. The same as skill-wise, it's like the same as high school, because Goff coaches a team that has about the same skill level. So
high school, yeah, level.
Everybody's skills are coming in, you know, they've maxed out, they're ready. But to be on the team, you have to have that special charisma. You have to have the presence on the stage. Like when you're there, you need to capture the attention of the person who's watching you, because you're a performer. Like you're the star. You're the center of everybody's.
Big smiles.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have that, it's like, why? Like somebody could have a back handspring and no facials, but they want the girl with the facials. I think
Marissa was a cheerleader when she was young.
I think personally,
we have a picture of Marissa with this face on. Oh my gosh.
those are the best.
Joanna, how are the practices different?
The practices, all-star practices are just as long, and I think they're actually worse in a way, because
you don't know the people. It's
trying
not
to
family?
keep it positive here.
Wait,
when
but how long do you stay with the all-star team? Like you get
all-stars go from the end of high school cheer to the end of the school year.
Oh,
that's just for 4.2.
Oh yeah, sorry. And then for Goff's 4.2 team, it's that short. But for most other teams, it goes from like the beginning of the school year.
It's a year-round.
Yeah, it's a year-round to year-round.
Oh, okay.
But our team.
So you do get to develop another. You're all like a family on that team too?
Yeah, you definitely get really close to your teammates on your all-star team.
Okay.
But it's really cool, because when you're on Herndon Cheer especially, you develop that family relationship in like a week. You've already like
in a week. Wow.
I'm not even kidding. It's not an exaggeration. We become family.
Do you all
like
feel like that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So wait, do you guys have other friends that you hang out with, or are you guys?
After cheer season.
I mean, I still hang out with half these people.
Okay.
We all have our friends, but the difference is when you're having a tough practice at Herndon Cheer, you can go up to anybody on the team and give them a big hug or talk it out. Anybody, or you could have a team talk. The practices go a lot different. You know, you goof off more. It's really closely knit. And then at All Stars, you know, you run the routine over and over again, same way. You can goof off on the sideline, but it's more like, come on, let's get this done. Let's learn the routine and let's get it perfect. You know.
More pressure?
I think there's less pressure.
Less pressure.
There's less pressure in All Stars, because it's like we have this competition and then we have the one right after it. Unless, of course, you're on one of those hardcore level 5 teams that everybody looks up to. So.
Okay, thank you. So, do you have something you want to ask them? I'll do it to you this time since I'm hogging this one. What do you want to ask them? I'm tired. Go.
You said you were an all-star, right?
Yeah. I've done All-Stars since I was 7, and it's like a lot different from high school cheerleading, because I was a freshman on varsity 2 years ago, and All-Stars and high schools are completely different, because All-Stars are normally like 2 to 3 times a week, and they're only like 2 to 3 hours, so they're super jam-packed. You're just running the routine over and over again. And high school is different because it's every day, like 3.5 hours a day, and you know, you have more time to like work on stuff. But All-Stars is a whole year versus high school is only a couple months, so it's a lot different than high school cheer.
Is does anyone have anything to add?
Yeah, why don't you
All-Star?
go tell the difference between All-Stars. Tell about, you know, maybe the difference in the way we compete.
Okay.
What's more,
I don't
you know,
think we can hear you if you don't have a mic.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, I was just asking, you know, Hannah, if she could maybe explain a little bit the difference between All-Stars and high school competition. What maybe means more to you, and also, you know, is it easy to have a bond on the All-Star level? So.
I want to hear also more about how you guys juggle schoolwork and practices and being athletes. You know, I just want to hear about
juggling 3 things: school, high school cheer, and All-Star.
Well, All-Stars for me, because I do that half season, starts after high school cheer, but it's like directly after. But juggling, schoolwork in high school cheer, it actually is easier for me during the school year because I'm already like focused and I'm on like a direct schedule. I know when I'm getting back from the school from staying after for cheerleading to like be able to do my homework and stuff like that. But I don't know, that's just me.
And what do you want her to answer?
I was just going to ask you, like, what's the difference between all-star competitions and high school competition part, like that?
Well, the competitions for high school to me mean more because you go in there and it's like a one and done kind of thing. Either you go in there and you move on to like the next round. You move on to regionals, you move on to states. Whereas competitions for all-stars is you go in there and you throw your routine and that's it and then you just like wait for your placement and then that competition's done and over with and then you go to the next competition. So it's a lot it's a lot less stressful like all-star competitions than high school because high school you're like, okay, this is it, we have to do it so we can move on, whereas all-star it's like, well, this competition's over, we have the next one to look forward to.
Do you have different cliques on all-star and like high school?
Well, high school we are all together for 6 days a week. So we all are like friends with each other and like where everyone's like well acquainted. Whereas all-stars, you come in there and you don't really know like everyone you're cheering with. So yeah, there's a lot of like cliques and kind of like by school, like you hang out with people you know.
We were going to ask you about dinners, but you can pass the mic. Somebody want to tell us about team dinners?
Team dinners are like really special for us because we have them every Friday before a game. Like, we all go in there, we all get ready together, and we all do our makeup. Well, not the boys, obviously. But the girls all, like, sit together at a table, and we all do our makeup, and we all talk and, like, everything, and, like, not gossip, but just, like, tell each other stories about what happened that day. And it's right after practice, so it's, like, we're all, like, cooling down, getting ready and everything, and then, like, it's time for dinner, and it's like the most exciting time ever because it's always the best food ever. And we eat and we eat and we eat.
They do.
And then we finish getting ready, and then we go out to the game, or we get on the bus and go to an away game. It's like one of the best times ever.
Do you do anything with the communities, like with little kids? Like we do, we get together with CYA, the little chart.
Yeah, we do HOIC. It's a Herndon Youth Optimist cheer. And they learn their cheers on their own and everything, and then like one game during the season they all come and we cheer with them and everything and play with them and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Marissa's been helping out too. Someone else.
I coach the Herndon Middle School cheerleading now. It's twice a week, and it's basically preparing them for what high school cheer is like. They have two basketball games this season, and basically you teach them chants. I'm teaching them how to jump. A lot of them have had no experience, so I'm basically like their first like exposure to what cheerleading is like. And
so you're a coach?
Yeah, it's weird. The freshman coach actually asked me to help out, and I walk in there and she wasn't there, so I started, and so I started them out, and they seem to like me, and I seem to like them. So it's really
that works.
It's fun. I like it. They're funny kids, and they seem to really like the sport, and it's good because they're going to be soon freshmen on a team here, and maybe it'll help bring them to be varsity members someday. So,
did you all start on varsity, or were some of you on freshman and JV first? Yes. How many of you? Wow. Okay, so it's hard to make varsity at Herndon. No? Okay, okay. No, it's not. Just kidding.
It depends. It really depends. It really depends on the year and how many seniors we have graduating off. And one year, I think we only had like 2 seniors graduate. So the next year, almost the entire team was like still coming back, and they know that they never have a solid spot, back on the team. But if they already have that talent, then it's really hard to make. And then sometimes we don't even have enough numbers to fill 2 cheerleading teams, and we really have to go out and recruit to try to fill 3 teams, because it's just harder. It's hard to fill a team of 20 on 3 different levels. So it's really, really tough. But yeah.
So who wants to tell us about how it was when you didn't make varsity? Who has a sad story like, I knew I had it, I don't know what happened? Okay. Is it a sad story?
Kind of.
Are we gonna cry? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Okay.
I'm gonna give the mic to Marissa if you could know.
So I have been on JV for 2 years. I was actually recruited to varsity this year. I was originally on JV because I did not have the flyer skills needed to fly on varsity. And being on JV for 2 years really built up my skills, and it helped me to kind of build up what I wanted to be when I was on varsity. It really helped me set goals for myself and be like, well, I'm going to do this, this, and this for next year, so that way I will have a shot at making varsity. I will have a better position on varsity, and I will do better than if I had made it on varsity this year.
Something to work for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you went and made state champions.
Yeah, we did.
Nice, nice, very nice. Anybody want to add anything? No? Okay, we're going to ask the parents soon about, we're going to actually play musical chairs in a little while and have the parents talk to us about, is it easier or harder for cheerleaders doing their homework and going to bed late and getting up early? And from what I've heard from these guys, it's actually easier because it's structured time, keeps them balanced. They're working out, they're going to school. Anybody want to say anything before we go to the other parents and play musical chairs? Is it easier or harder? I'm putting my, okay, I'm standing here.
My Marissa in the front row, she knows that every second during the school day counts. Every spare minute, every spare second, she knows that that's homework time because, you know, after school, they're right into practice and there's no homework time then. And when she gets home from practice, she's exhausted. She eats like a football player. Her secrets are out, but she eats.
They're athletes.
She eats a huge dinner, you know, does whatever homework studying she hadn't finished before and goes to bed and starts the same exact routine the next morning. So it's tough. It's tough.
But we see good results grade-wise because they have a standard to keep.
Well, I would reiterate what Jenny says. My daughter, Brianna, she has a schedule that she has to maintain, and she knows that we do not accept, if she brings home a B, I am enraged.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but she knows her education is top priority over cheer. So she knows what I expect. Now I will say I will let her slide on making her bed in the morning because I'm all about structure. But I'll let her slide on that. But she normally during the season did not go to bed before 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
But she'd complain every morning, but she pulled through. But I'm sure everybody here, you know, has done the same.
Right. So the newest thing with Fairfax County, I also produced another show called Dr. Libby's World of Medicine that was on for a long time. And the biggest thing is we have to have kids working out. And the downfall is that some kids are going home, they're doing homework, then they're watching TV or playing video games and they're not exercising, which is really bad. So I think what pediatricians would prefer is everybody working out every day like you guys do, maybe not 4 hours. I think it's good and it helps a lot and it probably helps you guys get good grades. Isn't there an award if you have a 3.5? Tell us about the award.
I think Jen would probably be
better. Oh, it's just, did anybody get the award?
Yeah,
Okay, let's
yeah,
have
go
one
ahead,
of
ask
them.
them.
Put your hands up again. Who didn't talk? Well, you talked. Alex. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you can give it to Bob if she wants it.
Yeah.
Who's into what? Okay.
It was definitely really hard because.
Wait, no, tell us what award you got. We don't know yet.
I forgot what it's called.
It's just called the 3.5.
Yeah, like the 3.5 award, and it's like you get a pin, and it's like a lamp, and it's like if you have the GPA of like 3.5 or higher when you're on a varsity sport. Yes. Yeah. So it was really hard because I'm a freshman, and so coming in, I didn't know how to balance my schedule, so I stayed up like really, really late doing homework. But like
I was like really fortunate and like really happy to get A's and B's because I can't like not have a C. It bothers me so much. So yeah, it was really hard, and then like cheerleading was like nice because it's like kind of got my mind off of like that stress, and like kind of like I eventually learned how to balance it out. So yeah.
Good. Yeah, it's probably a balancing act, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to add?
I was pretty much going to say the exact same thing. Doing a year-round all-star team on top of Herndon definitely made it really hard.
Wow.
Yeah, on Wednesdays
So you didn't sleep. You know, pediatricians want you to sleep like, what is it, 9 hours a night? And teenagers don't do that.
I found time to sleep somehow, but like on Wednesdays, it actually goes on again because of 4, 2, and 5. It would be go straight to practice, come home from practice, and right from there, leave to go to the other one.
Wow.
So for Herndon, it was 2:30 to 6, come home, eat what I can, hop in the car to go to practice. It was just stressful. Same with 4-2. It's I come
And you
home.
still got that award?
Yeah, I still got it somehow.
Did you study hard on the weekends?
Yeah, I spent as much time as I could studying. Like Wednesday nights, I would come home, eat, shower, and sip till like 12:30, 1, just doing homework. And like, I need to understand all of this work.
Wow, good job.
Thank you.
You want to add something? Okay, she's ready. Go ahead.
For me, it was actually like easier to keep my grades up during the high school season because I would come home from practice like so exhausted that I wanted to go to bed. So I just got my homework done. I was in bed earlier than like I would be just not doing anything. Like it just motivated me to like get stuff done and like go to bed.
Structure, yeah. And you guys don't have, if you're not on an all-star team, now with the budget cuts, you guys don't have spring cheer.
Winter cheer.
Oh, winter cheer, sorry. Yeah, okay. So that gives you a lot more time, right? So how do athletes feel when you're not in season?
Well,
It must be so different.
Well, I'm not an all-star cheerleader, but I like find stuff to do. I'm in the music program. I'm in the choir, so I have like a winter thing I do in the or a choir thing I do in the winter, and I'm doing Herndon Middle School cheerleading. So I have stuff to do. I mean, I'm always sad that I don't do it because I always regret it after I don't try out. But I find stuff to do, and it's kind of like a good relaxation period for me to like help work on other skills for next season.
Right.
So it's always a nice break.
Do you guys take, do you want to ask them about extra classes, dance classes, tumbling classes?
Does anyone take extra classes to get better?
Yeah, Bree.
I take extra tumbling classes with Marissa and Kara, but she's not here. We work on our skills for next year because we want a new, like, better skill, and we don't want to bring back the same skill that we had this year because that's not going to make our team, like, any better. And, I don't know. Do you have a question?
What's your motivation to keep on getting better?
Definitely like thinking about the upcoming cheer season because I know that I want to win states again. And I know that like that might not happen if we all stay the same and like don't improve. So.
Is everyone at the same level or is everyone different?
Everyone's definitely different. Like if they don't have like tumbling skills, then they might have really good stunting skills or dancing, and it varies from person to person. And I don't know. I think we're all of us together make a really good team.
And if one person's sick or out, it changes the routine, doesn't it?
Oh, we don't get sick.
What did you say?
We don't get sick. I had to leave like 30 minutes early from practice one day, and I was so scared. I was like, Coach Goff, I might have to leave a little early.
I let her go.
You stay in school, and you're not sick.
That's
You
good.
practice.
Good. Accountability.
Yeah.
Don't get sick. We've got work to do. Good. It gets you ready for the real world. Moms can't get sick. Dads can't get sick. So, you know, you'll be all ready for the real world. And when they're adults, they'll realize that there's no slacking during the daytime.
Yeah,
They're going from early morning to late at night.
Yeah. Well, and I would say definitely with this team, Marian, like they pushed themselves and they were not willing to let their grades drop.
Can we hear you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. We picked up on mine.
Sorry. I'll just, reiterate again that this team in general, they had something special. I even said that to them day one, right, guys? Yeah. I was like, I don't know what it is. Like, honestly, this is not the most talented Herndon team that I've ever coached. And they knew that. I knew that. And, we just came in, but they worked together and they said, we're going to be in school every day because if you're not in school, you can't practice, right? Fairfax County rules. And if they,
So if they're homesick, no practice.
Yeah, if they didn't come to school, or you can't compete either if you don't come on competition day. And so they knew that, and they really worked hard to try to prevent from being sick. If they thought somebody was sick or we had a really big pink eye scare, I sent them all home. I was like, you go home, you go home, you go home, and only I think one of them had pink eye, but I didn't care because it could spread everywhere, right. But sickness, staying after school a lot. We start practice almost right after school. They were the ones that were willing to make sure they kept up with their academics to where they didn't have to come into practice late, because that's really an excused thing if you have a teacher's note. But since they were so driven, they looked forward a lot of times to coming to practice. I really believe that, this team in general. They were sad when I'd be like, no practice tomorrow. I mean, there was only a couple of times we did that, but they would be like, what? Can we come in to just tumble? I was like, no, I need a break. I just had a baby. So.
Did you guys give your coach a baby shower?
Yes. A surprise baby shower. I've never been so shocked in my life.
Where was it?
It was at one of our other coaches' houses, Coach Colley, and she had just asked me to come over, just coach's night, let's all hang out. I was pregnant, but they were like, let's come and just be adults and just hang out. And so I walked in, and they all just were like, surprise! Aww. And I literally was just like, it brought me to tears. I was just so baffled about the love and the support that I had. And not only they were there, a lot of parents were there. And it wasn't just like a little baby shower. It was like full-on professional cake. It was alumni were there, and you guys
How long
spoiled
have you been
coaching? 9 years.
Wow. How about you?
This was my first year at Herndon.
Oh,
How about All-Stars?
I've been coaching All-Stars since 2004. Okay. I work at All-Star Legacy, which is a year-round cheerleading gym in Ashburn, Virginia. So
we know them well.
Yeah,
that's what she had to face.
Oh, good.
I cheered at All-Star Legacy.
Good, very
it
good.
was awesome. Yeah, we know Kyle and Trish.
Well, yeah, very good. Yeah. So.
Do you guys go there for your tumbling skills too?
Yeah, there are a lot of. Recently there've been a lot more All-Star gyms that have promoted around the area, so there are many resources for them to use. You have All-Star Legacy, Golf Works at Infinity. There are a couple of new gyms. Cheer Time in Chantilly. There's Phase in Centerville, and then also the gymnastics. Also, there's gymnastics facilities that are not even cheer-based, more just towards gymnastics. Yeah. They have classes for cheerleaders as well. So there are plenty of areas that they can work with. So.
And we really encourage them. We don't care where they go.
Yeah,
as long as they go to just better themselves, we encourage them to go anywhere and everywhere.
Is this during cheer season or after cheer season?
Even during cheer season. We're not allowed to technically coach during season, but some of them continue on with tumbling classes even after. But all highly encouraged, and they just do it for themselves. It's really an amazing thing.
Another kind of coach from another school coaches at cheer time, and then Herndon people go there. Is it
during the season?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're allowed to still go as long as you're not instructing them. For instance, Coach Song works at All-Star Legacy, and I work at Infinity All-Stars. And I know a lot of them during the season, they might go to a tumbling class, or I think Conlon, he was on a year-round team, but he has a different coach. So as long as I'm not sitting there coaching my team and saying, hey, this is what you guys need to do, and we're having an 8-hour practice today, kids. As long as I'm not doing something like that, then it's totally fine.
But if it's Herndon cheerleader and then a Chantilly coach, do you think
that's fine? In fact, I think that's great. One thing that we talk a lot about is that Herndon cheer is not only the only cheerleading that they should know. I really encourage them to go to any All-Star team or any All-Star gym because I want them to meet other people that share their passion.
Okay, so we played musical chairs, and now we have Herndon state champion, Herndon Hornets state champion parents with us. We're going to ask them some questions, right, Marissa? All right, let's find out how they cheer their kids on.
How are the team dinners?
Actually, I chair the team dinners, and
Wow,
there's
that's a job.
It was a lot bigger job than I thought it was going to be because you're feeding about 40 people every Friday night. Mexican dinner, we brought in little mustaches, and they all wore the mustaches.
Aww.
And I think they really seemed to enjoy eating together as a family, and they loved it.
Do you have anything?
Well, I do this vicariously through my wife because she chairs that, and so it's a lot of coordination, basically, just making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and just staying on top of it so nothing falls through the cracks, so it turns out really nice on the night of the dinner.
Do you guys make signs for them too? I know you have that great banner that goes across when they're cheering, and it says Herndon Hornets. And then, do you make banners too to like bring to when you're in the stands?
Yeah, they have shakers, they have posters, you know, pom-poms. Yeah, but they have, you know, their other instrument, their voice, and they're really loud and just energetic, and you know, they have to practice that too a little bit too.
In closing, before we say goodbye, until the next time when Marissa and I want some topics for cheerleaders to come back with a different topic, give us a parent cheer. And we want to thank the Herndon Hornets for coming in, and I'm going to count you in, all right? Let's count them together.
What cheer?
Oh, wait, what cheer do you want them to do? Be careful.
Oh, we are Herndon.
You're gonna
We
be
are
judged. You might be freshman
Herndon.
varsity. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
All right,
you guys
you know
gotta
what
help.
you're doing?
Yes.
Girls, you can't help. Don't listen to the
Oh.
No. No.
You guys ready? You gotta be loud. Don't be shy.
All right.
Ready.
And we got this on video so the girls can play over and over.
Ready. 5, 6,
and
7,
over.
8 it.
All right, and you know what? I think we're going to see you at the mayor ceremony too. You're getting an award from the mayor. We've got like
Mayor, Delegate Tom Rust. I think we have a couple other events coming up too. Fairfax County.
Nice. We'll look.
We're getting out of school to do that.
Quick, she's counting me in.
Ready?
Let's
5,
go.
6, 7, 8. We are Herndon. Yeah. We are. Come on, louder. Come on, parents. We are Herndon. We are Herndon. All right.
Woo! Nice. All right. Thank you guys for being with us. Until next time, Marissa and I'll see you next time. She'll talk more.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.